I am an intuitive self-taught energy healer. And through my inner knowing, I've tapped into knowledge that I've acquired through my many incarnations, both that have been here on Earth and other. One of my focuses is healing with low vibration beings of different densities from different matrices and universes. When I assist these beings that are here, especially the ones that are here on Earth, after I do my healings, it seems that I open some sort of stargate or vortex to assist them with what I call an ascension process. But it's basically more of like them going home as if they were to be trapped here on Earth. All of this is done through a meditative state. And I always approach these healings with a place of love and with an intent of healing if that's what they choose to. Since all my gifts come from an inner knowing or a knowing, I would like to get more information or more clarity on your perspective on what is it that I'm actually doing.
Yes, of course. First of all, that knowing comes from a place that is deep within your own intuitive state. It comes from your psychic networking. And of course, many humans are concerned of their own psychic networking, of their own intuition, because there are many things that can occur with a human belief spectrum, a human perspective, a human experience, or a human exchange that can create resistances, filters, or feelings of disconnection from certain form of energy. But within your own co-creative energy, you have found your own interpretation because your intuition has allowed you the energy of perceiving what is past and beyond your physical body. First of all, the entities that you perceive in working in co-creative healing and working with energy forms are, of course, entities that work in what you would perceive as lower dimensional energy or lower matricey energy in our own perspective. And of course, that energy within that construct does allow an opening and a bridge for any entity that desires to co-create from that level to your own level, but also to a level that is higher in density and dimension even than your physical body. As you are aware, the components of your own higher fractal consciousness in 5th and 6th density can work at a level that assist those energies, entities, complex forms, and co-creative collectives below the matrix in which we exist. Now, the direct exchange that you are feeling in certain levels of that energy, in certain levels of the intuition and knowing, come from your own interpretation of the experience and exchange that is occurring. What is occurring in our own perspective, as you are opening yourself to be a vessel of co-creation for the healing of those that desire to have healing done to them, that desire to grow and expand, to work from their level of traumas into level of healing, are of course from that inner dimensional and lower dimensional constructs that most humans would perceive as dimensional, but as you have expressed is a matrixy indeed. The level of personal connection that occurs is not on an entity-to-entity basis, as you may perceive in the larger construct. It is a bleed-through from your own oversoul that also expresses itself in each matrixy, connected in many different ways to many different entities that exist within. So, as your own consciousness in your oversoul has all of the fractals in this matrixy that are directly available to that consciousness, to that higher fractal energy that you can spread outward to connect to. The lower fractal conscious energies of all of those fractals have the capacity to work with you in the most direct manner. But when you are going to lower matrices, they do not have as a direct channel. Instead, what they are doing is working to their higher self, trying to find an essence of a work consciousness to interact with some entity that holds a higher understanding, co-creative ability than their own self, and with Earth being as a planetary consciousness, and many of the solar systems that are involved with your own solar system, then of course the oversouls that are within do not have as great as access as even the lowest performing consciousness in this matrix, but because your consciousness holds elevated levels of understanding and intuition, it opens up a portal which normally cannot be accessed or co-created through. That is, the oversouls working on that level and transmuting the pain and suffering through unknown levels. Now, of course, this is not extremely uncommon, nor does it never occur, but in this matrix, it is extremely difficult to work with that in the lower matrices below you. More so, the examples that are seen, adhered to, co-created with, and applied in the most great detail from your understanding are the entities from the highest matrix level, those that are archangel in consciousnesses, for the lack of better terms in which to express them. And these entities show that example nearly every day. But because your own consciousness holds, first, a desire to help, second, the ability to ascertain the information, and thirdly, an intuition and an auric field that are open to helping those that do not have access to what you have available, then of course it works through the matrix form and ability to co-create in that way.